Hi guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. This is the beginning of week 2 of World Watercolor Month. It is day 8 and the prompt today is tired, and I thought dog tired would be cute, and I found a really cute picture of a sleeping dog by Leon Lyu on Unsplash, and I quickly did a little pencil sketch of the dog sleeping in his little dog bed. I'm not sure what kind of dog he is. He's super cute though. He's like a brown and tan with a little bit of white on him and not too fluffy. So I like the smoother fur because I don't know how to paint like fluffy fur that well yet. I've got my Paul Rubens and I have my Derwent pastel shades as well, because the dog bit kind of looks like a pastel blue color. So I thought I would try that. And I didn't put it on the whole page. I made it smaller because this is the back of the page, and I have not tried the back of the page in the sketchbook yet. So, but I didn't go heavy on the backs of these. I just have my kitty and my ice cream on the other page. So this is the back of the kitty and the ice cream. So I thought I'll just do a small painting just to test whether it seeps through, like if there's two. So yeah, I'm just kind of a little bit nervous about this. And I don't know if I'm going to use my Artigria brushes, which I really like, or my Winsor & Newton, because I've just got them sitting here. So maybe we'll start with the Winsor & Newton. I'm not sure. I've got my water off to the side because it won't fit here. So I think I'm going to start with a dark color in the background. I know in watercolor you're supposed to do light to dark, but every time I do that, I don't get enough dark. So I'm just going to mix up some black for the corner here. Now in my painting, the dog bit comes all the way up to here, but I do want the dark color here and underneath the bed a little bit, so I'm going to do that. Okay guys, so I have sped this portion of the video up 10 times faster than my normal painting, so you don't have to sit through a painting that is an hour and 15 minutes long, which is how long this took me. So this way we can make this whole video only 15 minutes. So you can see I am going in here with a very dark color, and watercolor fades a lot as it's drying, so I have to go over it again. And at the bottom, I am going through with some blue, and then I want it right under the dog bed to have the black shadow. So I'm doing that. And these Paul Rubens colors are very pigmented and vibrant. They're really nice for this. So I do like these a lot. So now I'm going to work on the dog because I can't work on the bed because the black portion are so wet. So I am just wetting the dog's head, and I'm just going in with some of the colors that I see in the dog, which are mostly white, tan, brown, and a little bit of black. The dog kind of looks like a fox. I think it's a Shiba Inu. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I found the picture on Unsplash. Yeah. So it's a really cute dog, and I thought I would like to try to do that. Now, I'm not going for a realistic style. I was trying to go for like a painterly style, but then I didn't quite get it. So, yeah, I'm still learning. And at some points, my dog is looking more like a cat, but that's okay. So I'm just doing little portions because this is pulp paper. I'm only wetting a little bit of it at a time to do wet on wet, because if I wet like a big portion, it dries anyway. And this is just my first layer, so it doesn't matter. If I need to go over it again, that's not a problem, and I do. And unfortunately, I lose some of my drawn lines, so it doesn't look quite as good as what I drew it, but that's okay. So I'm adding in some dark color. And if you're wondering why I started with the dark color when in watercolor you're supposed to start with the light and then go dark, it's because when I start with the light and go dark, I don't go dark enough. And then I don't have any contrast. So if I have spots where I can put in the dark first, like this. I'm going to do that from now on so that I will go dark enough. So now I'm just adding some darks to my little dog's ears, and he's looking a lot like a cat at this point. But that's okay, because we turn him back into a dog or a fox at least. And I'm using the wrong brush for this portion, and I do go back at the end and use a smaller brush, and I fix it up. Now the eyes, I painted the eyes up too high. So I go back later and I take out these little black lines and I just repaint the fox's face and lower the eyes because I'm not happy. I should have painted below the line instead of on the line, because when I painted on the line, the paint spread above the line. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, now we're working on the blue of the dog bed, and this blue is a really pretty blue. It's almost like a turquoisey blue. So I thought the pastels would be really nice. So I'm mixing different pastels. And I could have just done this loosely, and I think it would have turned out maybe even better. I became very heavy-handed trying to get that almost velvety look to the dog bed. So I think I should have just stopped there because I really like how it looks there, but I overworked this a lot. So the dog bed, the front part was light and the back of it was in shadows. So I was trying very hard today to get dark enough, which I don't generally do. So that was my main goal today, was to try to go dark enough. Now that's like the floofy part of the dog bed at the back. And if I would have stopped there, I think it would have been fine. But I was trying to get the shadows of the dog bed in because in the picture, the dog bed is like a dark gray. So I'm trying to do those shadows. And like I could have stopped there. I could have stopped at any time and I think it would have been fine. But I kept going. And I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. So I'm going to have a sip of water. So I am still trying to darken the back of that dog bed. I'm trying to use water to let it kind of flow down. Now I'm making the black even blacker. And I think I could have stopped there too, but I decided, no, we're going to keep going. I want more layers. So I think next time I do a painting, if I want to be more loose, I'm going to have to put a sticky note like next to me or where it says stop. So now I'm making it darker blue because I wanted that really vivid color. Now, the thing is, the dog bed has some light in the middle under the fox, like a light color, almost like a white color. So I was trying to do that. And at the back, I'm trying to bring those shadows down more. And I'm using running water to let it try to drip more naturally into the shadow. And now looking at it, now that it's done, even though the image did not have the shadow under the ear near the side of the fox's face, I feel like it needed shadow there, and I might go back with it. I don't know. I'm painting it the way it looked in the picture. All right, so there was a big jump there where my camera stopped working and you missed me adding some details. I'm just adding more details now with my little detail brush. So you missed me painting in the eyes again and adding some little details to the fox. And we're just about done. So yeah, let me know what you think. We're going to head back to the regular video. Okay guys, so I think I've done as much as I can with this. I didn't realize my camera stopped recording while I was doing the detailing, but you really just missed me detailing some of the black around the neck and stuff like that. So, you know what? Let's see what this looks like. I might go around it with some white pencil just to add some weight back. I'm not sure. I got some paint on my paper here. But let's pull off the tape and see if it worked and how it looks. It really makes such a difference when you pull the tape off if the paint doesn't get underneath it. Let's see. Look at the difference that makes. So my dog looks kind of like a fox now, but that's okay because I love fox. So this could either be a sleeping dog or a sleeping fox. And you can see I'm a very messy painter, so I got paint blobs everywhere where I didn't want to. But that's okay. And I'm really happy with how my little sleeping dog worked out. Dog tired. So this is a reference picture by Leon Lyu from Unsplash, and I just kind of put my own twist on it. Tried to make it, well, as best as I could, to tell you the truth. So I've only been doing this. This is my 3rd time joining World Watercolor Month. And this year I have been doing a lot more watercolor. But typically I only, like my first year, I think I only did watercolor during World Watercolor Month. And maybe 5 other times during that whole year. And the second year, I only did World Watercolor Month and maybe 10 times throughout the year. So now this is my 3rd year going into it, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Let me find, and I was using my Cotman brushes this time, and I was using Derwent ink tints and Paul Rubens solid watercolor. So, and the only pastel colors from the Derwent that I used were the 2 blues, the light blue, and the gray. And I mixed them to try to get that like light color here and here and here because I want it to look kind of pastel-y. Anyway, let me see if I can find a pen. So this is date 8, July 8, 25, and I used my Paul Rubens plus Derwent Pastel Paint Pans, and the reference picture is Leon Lyu from Unsplash. Sign my name. I'm a very messy writer, unfortunately. And that is it. That's what it looks like. Hang on. Alexa, bedroom light on?
Okay.
So I am, as always, painting in the dark. So I've got my big overhead light on, and I forgot to put the lamp on. I don't think I'm going to touch this anymore. I think this is just going to be a pure watercolor painting and nothing else. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Like, super happy. I probably could have done this full page, but I didn't want to. But what I did want to see is if it shows through. So I wanted to use dark color. And it really doesn't show through. You could see where it's still kind of wet here. And I wanted to see if I could use the back pages, and I absolutely can. So you know what? I am really, really liking this Artist Loft Watercolor sketch pad. It is 8.5 by 11. It was inexpensive. I got it on sale. They were having a sale, buy 2, get 1 free. So I bought 2 Strathmore watercolor sketchbooks, and then I decided to try this one. And I'm really glad I did. And I'm really loving how that turned out. I think so far that might be my favorite one. But that's because I love animals and I love dogs. I'm losing my voice, you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for... Let me have a sip of water. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like this. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of those things that help as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care, stay safe, and happy crafting, happy painting, and happy World Watercolor Month. And thank you so much for your support. Let me know in the comments what you think of my little puppy. All right, guys, thank you and have a really great day. Bye.